to the truck drivers and the baddies on Instagram. From Compton to Birmingham, New York to Amsterdam, everyone is tapped in with Hood in the Morning. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic, your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer, your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. Time to tap in now. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic.
You are now tapped in.
I'll be waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for you at the top. Waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for you at the top. Waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for you.
Yo, we already made it. Look, 30 minutes, but I don't keep time when I'm in it. It's like I waited my whole life to get it, now I got it. Promotion is a motherfucker, propaganda, lots of cameras, got my hands up, blocking my face. I'm not what they say, but you believe it anyway. So when I come up, don't say shit, and don't forget about today, bitch. Miscellaneous niggas you lay with, I can smell the polo on your lace front. Rolling up my 8th blunt, not giving a fuck about a pussy at this present time. Probably the furthest thing from my mind. I'm leading in assists, blunts I'm steady passing them. Niggas ain't fucking with me, claiming that they absent. You've been running your whole life, but I'm already passing them. I guess the tortoise and the hare story was true. I'm at the finish line, waiting for you, waiting for you.
I'll be waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for you at the top. Waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for you at the top. Waiting for you, waiting for you.
Peace to the family. Oh, come on now. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. It's kind of crazy when you decide to climb the mountain and nobody's beside you, pouting all alone, getting higher one day at a time. I'm so inspired, can't fall into the fire. Know the devil is a liar and God is the truth, so I put him in every song and everything I do. I try listening to you, but you know how that turned out. But I ain't tripping, just living far mentally. My mind is building plantation in Mars. Eventually, one day, touching the stars, and it'll be all are you ready? I'm at the finish line, waiting for you.
So yeah, man.
I'll be waiting for you, waiting.
These kids, man, they do not stop. So yeah, man, thank y'all, man. Peace to the family. We are here for another, I don't know what you call this, man. I don't know if this is a daily energy reading, reading of energy daily, because it's not really daily, every once in a while, because I'm busy, you know. So peace to y'all. Prime, Mahat, Abundant, Chadwick, Autumn, Carlet, Tanisha, Ra, was good. So yeah, shout out to you, Mahat. Shout out to your son. Happy birthday to the young God. You know, it's a really powerful energy. Shout out to all of the creators. Shout out to all of the divine feminine matrix creators, right? today we're going to be talking about some things, man. We're going to be talking about reclaiming your personal power. That's how we're going to end it. But before that, we're going to talk about the law of attraction. We're going to be talking about murder hornets. We're going to be talking about artificial intelligence. And we'll be talking about the moon conjunct the Milky Way and how this energy could actually be manipulated. Now, when I deal with astrology has no control over your life the same way the rain has no control over your life. We just deal with particular influences and particular trains of thoughts, and trying to focus with damn kids, man. It's been really, really one of those particular situations where I'm really good at kind of blocking out the noise, but I don't know. As of late, maybe I need to just... How is everybody feeling today? That's right, Prime. We got topics today. We got topics. We got information. We got news, family. We got news. We got information. We got some shit that we want you to kind of tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, right? So let's just kind of go through this process, man, to this train of thought. Because I'm seeing a lot of people regurgitating things that they see on the media. And y'all need to not do that. I don't care how sensationalized it is, unless if it affects you directly, or it affects your life and your community directly, then by all means voice it. But if you regurgitate things that you see on these media screens, just be very, very careful, family. Because this actual way of communicating is purely based upon necromancy. So we're just doing the geomancy. We're doing the gematria right now. So there was this big story, right? Murder hornets. The media, like, it's not biased, okay? The media is controlled by artificial intelligence. Because when you use the words bias, you imagining that it's human beings that are choosing sides when you reference the media. But no, it's a artificial intelligence that is using gematria and necromancy, which is dead people magic, or law of attraction, to control the population. Okay? Peace. Shout out to Mama Mystic. She can come down at any time and join me later when we tap in. But so let's deal with this. Artificial intelligence controls us through necromancy, and necromancy is just the magic of the dead. So murder hornets and law of attraction both hold a resonance of 178. The 178 in the Hebrew concordance is the letters OB. And OB is a medium, a spiritualist, a chaos being, a magician, a necromancer, right? And this is what we are. However, most of us are Judeo-Christian, Muslim, and what is the other one? That's pretty much it, right? In our thinking, meaning that this Yaldabaoth is the God that we should actually worship and be under, but there are many different other higher gods. And so if you just stuck in this Judeo-Christian realm of things, then you think that everything that you see on media is under God. But then you have to really understand that God is nobody but you. You just don't know that you God. So when they use necromancy, the only magic that they have is the fear of death. But if you simply if you really accept death as a reality, then logically you attract it. Okay? artificial intelligence does not have a body, so it can play these games because it doesn't, it's not gonna die, right? This particular artificial intelligence. So I'll give you an example of artificial intelligence. So me and my family, we do a lot of traveling. We travel a lot of places, specifically in Ohio. And when we travel, we stick out like sore thumbs, right? But that was because I had a driving job that traveled to all of those places previously, so I was brought awareness to all of the nature parks, all of the mounds, all of the bodies of water, so forth and so on. All of the nature trails and things of that nature, we was hitting them up as a family. So as we were hitting up these particular things, you know, the idea is that people would imagine that people would be racist, people would be disrespectful, people would be mean, people would go, hold on one second. My apologies. So artificial intelligence. Me and my family, we traveled to all of these locations, right? Where it's suspected to be racism or some type of negativity that we would feel. But this morning, me and my wife was talking. I asked her to go into her mind, like, and think about like all of the places that we've been. Have we ever experienced anything remotely negative? And she's like, no, you know, she's just like, I can, no, you know what I'm saying? So what we're imagining just strictly on media programming is of this particularly evil energy or this warlike energy. And I just want people to be like, well, that's happening in my real life. I see it happening all the time. Or I'm only seeing it on the media. And because I'm seeing it on the media, right now I'm feeling a certain type of way. Because you got to understand that murder hornets, whether they exist or not, has the same gematria of law of attraction. And when we attract these particular murderous ideas, whether y'all watching Netflix, you know what I'm saying, or you watching TV or just listen to music mindlessly, you have no direction with your vibration besides what's being programmed or what's being given to you. And because of this, you are taken out of your whole emotional flow and taken out of your personal power. I mean, there was particular times where we was really into the media and we watched TV and we talked about it, so forth and so on. But that comes and goes in waves. Like, this is just not the time to be sitting down and relaxing, because when you sitting down and relaxing and absorbing particular media and particular thought forms, you got to understand that a lot of it is built upon artificial intelligence. So let's go. So, oh yeah, and what I want to say about this, the reason why the energy is so real strong, even the bots who don't necessarily know that they're bots. So you have real spiritual people making videos in regards to murder hornets or, just capturing the latest news stories of the day, right? And they supposed to be spiritual leaders or even woke or, whatever the case may be. but did they fact check if these persons truly really existed, right? Do these people really exist that you see on the news? Okay. So there is a particular stories. And and I would look at these pictures and they Facebook profiles, and everybody's Facebook profiles would be exactly the same, and it would just be a weird, like, this don't look real. And so I stumble, and you're going to see a different person that does not exist. Meaning that you could do this a million times and you would come up with a million different people that do not exist. So from this article from what is that, Stanford, I'm gonna just read this paragraph. It done flashed through. Maybe the next time that it flashes up, we can read it, about media and artificial intelligence, and then we can talk about it and what it might mean in regards to this story and other sensationalized media stories that, but they know what affects you emotionally. Okay, so we're really understanding our emotions to reclaim our inner power as we deal with the waning moon, because the moon is now beginning to wane, and because of that we can have a lot more increase by getting rid of energies that no longer serve us. And one of these is basically the media. The media and what it portrays does not serve us. And it doesn't necessarily have to be this story in particular, but I just want you to think about all of the sensationalist stories that you've gotten behind. So here it goes, just real quick. A brief factual account posted within minutes was written entirely by an algorithm. Okay? And let's talk about robot reporters. Who are the robot reporters out here? And it is speculated that future media will consist largely of content produced by artificial intelligence. And how would an artificial intelligence know what is news and what is not news? Okay? It has to be particularly programmed to even notice things. Okay? But beyond that, why would it even care? Okay? Why would it even care to even report the news? And what is the news actually? The news in your community, the news in your neighborhood, or locally or state, and all of these particular platforms and ideas are strictly artificial intelligence. So I'm only saying that if you allow it to manipulate your emotions, then you'll be attracting that in your law of attraction. So let's run this down. AI runs the media. The media consists of bots and reporter bots, and all of these operate off of artificial intelligence to control the public and its mind. So not just this story, you have to think back to every single story, and the main story being the Chris Brown. But I'm sure that's a whole different conversation as we begin to understand and uncover and unfoil the root plots of one of the most major, shall we say, hoaxes of all time. But to break down Ahmaud Arbery's name, it is Ahmad, which is the messenger that is to come after Jesus according to the Quran, which indicates that when he is to show up, which would clearly indicate magic or present to the world obvious magic. So when we look at these news stories, and his name basically is the obvious magic of the mound builders, because Arbery is just the English word for mound builders or dwellers of mounds. So this particular story, however you want to cut it, is a signal and a symbol for this Christ-like energy. And of course, they're going to put it on top of Murder Hornets. They go Murder Hornets and then this story. Okay. And then it might be a continuation or a perpetuation. However, by me noticing it, we put a halt to all whatever plans that this artificial intelligence attempted that it was about to do with a string of negative stories to manipulate the emotions of, mass peoples. So I'm not doing this video for you in particular. I'm doing it for the artificial intelligence that think that we not hip to its particular games and its codes is real easy to figure out. And we're tapped into our real power and we are not afraid of this mortal life. We are infinite beings that exist beyond lifetimes and things of that nature. So, unless you voting up our bank accounts so we can do a lot of shopping and spend a lot of money, we not really dealing with the artificial intelligence. We don't need no media stories. We just need you to go to them accounts and to those cryptocurrency accounts and start shooting out that money. So next week, coming into Monday, everybody should start getting their money. And if the country is opening up, you should start relocating and looking into different places to kind of move. Because beyond that, artificial intelligence runs this country, and we can talk about it in full detail in the tapped in portion if you like. I just wanted to put that out there. So, excesses of emotional life can really truly block you. And what do they block you from? They block you from your personal power. So as the sun is conjunct the Anuradha Nakshatra, this is something that's coming from my wife's dreams when there is a particular soul energy that relationships carry, that individuals carry, that allow us to rely upon ourselves for success and doing the best that we can. When we rely on our anxiety, when we rely on our humanistic self, then we are at a particular disadvantage. It's really important that you understand yourself from a soul level as the moon conjuncts this cosmic Milky Way. You have to be fully vested in your personal power, and your personal power does not just consist of you. It consists of you and your imagination and how you view yourself. If it is a negative viewpoint, I am this, I am that, then as the moon conjuncts the Milky Way, it'll roll into that and it'll just cement that down. Let's try to visualize ourselves as unlimited spiritual beings as we progress through this cosmic journey that the moon is on. So in the midst of this day, the purpose of this call or this actual transmission is for you to reclaim your personal power or your magic, because these times are clearly magical. These times are clearly based upon law of attraction. So if you are in a fear base or if you're in a negative emotional space, it's time to understand that it is your responsibility to step back. So in the tapped in portion, I really, would hope that people have questions and or have things to say as opposed to general, passive energy or testing me, The idea is not to actually test people. If you don't agree with them or believe them, then just leave them the hell alone, and me included. Because it's no longer about me trying to prove anything to anybody. I'm new at some things and I'm old at other things. That's just how it is. So in the realms of reclaiming your personal power, it's about you being authentic as the moon progresses through the Milky Way. Not reacting to a planned media to drown you in emotions. Let's say, when did this happen? 2 months ago. Okay. So if something happened 2 months ago and now they're just releasing it now, why do you think that is happening? because they are planning things to draw you in your emotions. And I'm not talking about you. It could be someone you know. And someone you know, since we do not live in a vacuum, nor do we live on islands. I wish we did, but we don't, right? We are affected by other people. This whole particular Chris Brown situation, I've always told my wife, hey, it's not us, it's the people around us that we actually got to be concerned about. So the Aquarian age is strictly for people who have a discerning heart, a concerning heart. The selfish individuals is not going to make it. Why would the selfish individuals not make it? Because the system is relying on another person helping you or giving you advice or suggesting positive things to help you. The selfish person is just closed off to all advice and all game at this particular time. So, because of this, because you are a human and you do not rely on the imagination that you have in reference to your soul and your soul being, there is a energy that resides over me and my wife's relationship that she spoke to this morning. And that's what allows us to move forward. Not me and her, because me and her as human beings are completely flawed and we're working on things and we're getting better at stuff and we're having a baby in July and we're just trying to raise our 3 kids, and sometimes they be really loud and obnoxious and annoying, and we're just normal as hell. I'm not proclaiming to be special or nothing. However, there is a particular spiritual energy that resides over our relationship that allows us to thrive, that allows us to be prosperous, that allows us to move into a new home real soon, that's allowing me to have peace of mind, to grow in my business, so forth and so on. I take the good with the bad, but I do not rely on false pleasure. What is false pleasure? False pleasure is fornication. So I'm coming from a Gnostic perspective. False pleasure is what traps you as an Atlantean, as a being from Atlantis. You think that it's your purpose to come down here for pleasure, which it may be, but the main purpose is for self-actualization and self-realization, which is tapping into your inner you. And you cannot tap into your inner you without imagination. And this is the quantum realm. This is the smallest part of you. However, this is connected to the largest part of you. I can get into it, but I don't have time. So when you talk to me, this is my perspective from spirit, from soul. Unless you want to talk to, Kyrie, and then that is aspect, Kyrie be always working and busy and dealing with his work and scheduling appointments and things of that nature. So talking to Kyrie is pretty much difficult because Kyrie's soul has really taken over his life and his direction, and is making him be more serious and more active. Because the more that I talk to people, the more that I deal with this energy, the more it is not me speaking or thinking. It is me listening, being receptive to the divinity, whether it's a person's ancestors, whether it's my ancestors, whether it's my pure imagination. I'm hearing something. Okay. And I'm listening and I'm communicating, and the synchronicity is beyond belief. But this is the Aquarian age, and part of this success is developing multiple courses. So at this particular point, I got 4 courses that I'm developing beyond my personal endeavors with coins and currents, but it's not things that I haven't already worked and planned and already have set up. It's really interesting the way my life is turning and the opportunities that are opening up. But how you start is how you finish. And even though things don't work out in the beginning, think back to a time where you were offered a position and it didn't turn out the way you wanted to, but now you're in a position to relive this particular energy. And if this is far fetched, and this is just something very far to you, like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't necessarily know. I done gained weight. I done got older. Then this is your imagination, and this is your problem. No matter what happens, your imagination always pulls you down to earth, and you're not able to grow and understand that it's not just you. It's millions upon billions of ancestors that live within your DNA, and beyond that, you have your own solar force. So when it comes to tapping into your personal power, there is more than an abundance to tap into. However, if you caught up in false pleasure of the Netflix, of the PlayStation, of the Xbox, of the so forth and so on, Kyrie, you do all of those things yourself. In moderation, very little moderation, I might add. So, but beyond that, I would play Xbox to deal with my mood. I will, indulge in particular things to deal with my mood. However, 98% of the time, my mood is stabilized through working and thinking about other people and providing value to other people. Whether it's through readings, whether it's through clothes design, whether it's through Patreon readings, whether it's through real readings, whether it's through course development. Everything I'm thinking about is how to add value, how to make this practical, how to make this make sense. And because of that, I'm rarely in a negative mood or a negative space, but I know a lot of people be in negative moods and negative spaces. What am I trying to say? You in a negative mood in a negative space because you don't know how to help people. And you like, I help people all the time, but they don't give me nothing back. See, you do not know how to help people. What do you mean I don't know how to help people? I just said I help people all the time and they don't give me nothing back. See, the idea of helping people is helping people and not expecting nothing in return. That's how you help people. Okay? That's how you always never stay in a negative mood. This is how you reclaim your personal power, because your soul helps you unimaginably. So when it comes to your fellow man and brother, you dealing with people with 6-foot poles, literally. So that's pretty much it. To kind of do an overview or conclude, it's really a lot of artificial intelligence that's going on social media. Whether it's the girls, it's a lot of girls on social media, and you'd be like, well, them as guys or whatever. That too, right? But a lot of those people don't even fully exist, and a lot of men don't really exist. If you don't agree with me, please go to thispersondoesnotexist.com and understand that that's basic technology. A lot of the artists that you listen to, a lot of the media stars that you pay attention to, reality TV, so forth and so on, they don't really exist. And some people do exist, but if I have truths is what actually rule the land. So what I'm going to do is set up tapped in. Hopefully I can get some people to tap in with me. And yeah, let's just pause for a second and give it up to my little intro.
To the truck drivers and the baddies on Instagram. From Compton to Birmingham, New York to Amsterdam, everyone is tapped in with Hood in the Morning.
So we trying to do some tarot readings. We not really trying to talk to y'all all like that. we trying to do some relationship questions. I got Mama Mystic with me here, and we just trying to tap in and deal with some real shit. If you got real questions, I don't. I'm a cool person, and I love y'all, and I know y'all love me. But we've already established that. So hopefully, when we tap in, people can kind of tap in with either a question for Mama Mystic or a question for me, or a brief statement about how you feel or whatever you want to talk about. Now, I'm not censoring you. I'm not saying what to say. I'm just more or less um hoping that the vibrations could be felt in that sense that we here for uh real conversation. Prime, you there?
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Give me 1 second. Let me put this phone down.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah, deep. I'm appreciative of the conversation that you brought. Oh, peace, Mama Mystic. I'm appreciative of the um, commentary today, man. Because one thing that's been on my mind, like when you talk about reclaiming personal power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've talked. I got my studies, I got my meditations. I'm trying to like uh, fully live in the consciousness of my existence as consciousness
Right,
and not be like all up in the world. You know what I mean? I don't
right,
like getting caught up in stuff.
right.
And sometimes, though, there's a fine line. And that's one of the things I've been battling with recently. Like, I could be in a real Zen state of mind and my daughter come up to me like, Papa, can you print this out for me? It's for school, but it's really like some old game she want to play, but she's trying to make it for school. And I'm like, all right, do I bust this child's bubble? Do I do what she wants me to do?
Mm-hmm.
I start to get into this realm where I have to make decisions,
Right,
and I don't like being there. I don't like
right.
being there because I feel like it doesn't feel like natural flow to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also know because of where I'm vibrating that if I hit people with my natural flow,
Mm-hmm.
they might start tripping because they
Mm-hmm.
can't fathom it or absorb it or, make sense of it.
Right.
That's what landed me in the hospital in 93. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong. I shouldn't say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was flipping crazy because I,
Mm-hmm.
was- I wasn't grounded, right?
Right.
But by the same token, I had people coming up to me years later, like, man, you told me such and such and such.
Mm-hmm.
And it just blew my mind. And then I did it. And now I'm all right. So I know when I'm in that state, I'm operating in from a different frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So to exit that state, or do I exit that state? I mean, how do you transform down? You know what I mean? Or do
Right.
but see that Abraham Hicks was saying like, don't lower your platform. But at the same time, I'm a dad, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
husband, I go to work with people, I gotta interact with these folks. And that's what's getting me right now, man.
Right. So
Like,
basically, in the actual understanding of personal power, what I've gathered into it is that it's found in being authentic. So in all situations, you'll come to a crossroads where I can be status quo or I can be authentic. And the moments for which you status quo, you might is thinking that you're saving your daughter, and you might. Sometimes I save the people that I'm. Of course, I say like I'm not going to be the freak of the week. Have I been the freak of the week before in my life? Of course
yeah,
I've
yeah.
have. I've been freak a leak deek deek. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not the vibration
Yep,
for
yep,
which I'm
yep, yep.
holding in the present. So I'm putting that to sleep. And I'm still, am I being
Mhm.
inauthentic because I'm not being a freak a leaky person? Maybe, but I'm still,
Right.
I'm still not going to go that route and trusting that my authenticity is in me. Um, Learning a particular aesthetic that might um be, you know, inauthentic to myself. Like for real. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I may
yeah.
be inauthentic in particular situations, but my thing is, do I have a point to prove here or not? You know what I'm saying? 10 times out of 10, I don't be having no point to prove at the same time. If this is what you want, I'll give it to you. Like, why would I be like, oh, cut this church music
Right.
off? I ain't no Christian. If that's your vibe, then,
Right.
you know,
Like I maybe
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I think when you said that, it made me just realize something. Um, sometimes in my life, when like you called it, you're up against a crossroads where you have to deal with it and say, okay, am I going to operate from my authentic self, or what society says should be the status quo, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in those moments that it takes courage to kind of cut away from the status quo and just live your authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
And it's those moments, I guess, I know I need to train myself more to not uh overreact when those moments come,
Right. And that's
so
really
that
what it
I
is. Cause a lot of times you feel
yeah,
like you going against your authenticity, but a certain is it authentic to disturb and disrupt everybody because you feel a certain way? Or is it more authentic to create
right,
peace in your surroundings, in the heart of those around you,
right,
and just have, serene
yep,
settings and things of that nature? And if problems arise, then knowing
yeah,
how
yeah,
to deal with them. However, man, people allowed to me and my wife, we have a long conversation about my oldest child, and I'm just like, hey, karma is going to be his teacher, because
yeah, yeah.
but then certain children,
I know what you're saying.
they well receptive, they understand guidance and things of that nature. Certain children is like, I'm about to learn my own way, and
Yeah,
we try to balance that, but at the same time, there is no right answer.
yeah.
We have to
The
learn
the
how. Go ahead.
you good. I just got a small download,
Mm,
and because I keep trying to, and it's a habit of mine that I'm still breaking out of from years
mm,
ago, where I always try and look at a fork in the road, right?
mm,
Um, and I need to remind myself to train myself, or I just need to continue training and not looking at my life's choices as forks in the road.
right.
Because like you said, it's not all black and white. Sometimes it's gray.
Yeah.
I might come over here in the brambles or the bushes. I might
Mm,
fly over the trees. Who knows?
yeah.
Um, so yeah, 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 man.
There are many wrong and right answers to get to the ultimate realization of truth. If you made every right decision, then you wouldn't be the person that you are today. There was
Yep,
some wrong decisions that culminated into your greatness. And so when
yep.
we
Which
judge
is all right.
ourselves, yeah, and it's perfectly fine. So when my child makes a mistake or he does something unbelievable, I know for a fact that, he pales in comparisons to me, I'm one of those types of people that I never got caught at my wild shit. But the
Yeah,
petty
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
I got caught with. But the real crazy stuff I never got
yeah.
caught with. So my mom like, he's such a good child. I just love
Uh
him. He's
huh.
so nice. And I'm like, you just never caught me doing my slimy
Right,
shit. you
right.
know? And
Yeah,
it's just like one of those things that as a parent is very very difficult, but then as a human being is very very difficult because who's showing you their authentic self unless we
yeah,
able to deal with some shadow. So Ra's on the line, so y'all had a
yeah,
particular conversation where shadows got threw around and things of that nature, and the idea is okay, now we can be friends now because
yeah,
we
yeah,
had
yeah.
that little shadow rousing. So many times we have relationships where everything is aesthetic, everything is pleasurable, but you don't know that person
Right.
until you know their dark side. So it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
beautiful thing.
yeah. I'm good, man. Thank
Mhm.
you. I appreciate that. You've helped me realize the practice that I need to keep practicing, because sometimes I forget to keep practicing. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
Got to get off
hard
that
to
fork in
do.
the road and see them infinite possibilities.
Yes, it is no fork in the road. It's not
Mm.
even necessarily choices. There is acceptance and allowance and intention and purpose and gratitude. These are things that require you to make no decision or no choice. You just walk into that shit. You know, it's not you don't force it. You know, it's not the great things in my life. I never had to work hard on forcing it. It just was like, here,
Yeah.
you've been doing all of this work existentially, not looking for
Yeah.
no
Poof.
claim or no credit. Here goes everything you really wanted on the flip side. You know,
Yep.
and I
Yep.
spent the large majority of my life trying to be
Make
the
it happen as
person
opposed to letting it. Yeah.
that I am without even trying. So this ties into
Yeah.
personal power and authenticity. You got
Word.
a caring heart, you got a wonderful platform. So the idea is to continue to build upon that, learn from your mistakes. That's one of the things for which this actual transit is about, because what we don't realize is that we made a lot of mistakes getting to this particular point. However, if we readjust and see what mistakes we made and learn from them, going through this particular transit would allow us to just come at it at a better angle, at a different angle.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good, man. I'm a sit back and let somebody else
Oh
rap,
yeah,
but
for sure.
I just have a small request, man. At
Go
some
ahead.
point, can you talk about how Chiron is playing into this period, this time period?
Okay.
Um, yeah, even if it's not today, some at some point.
Okay. Yeah. And
Thanks.
I'm gonna send you a link of I did a whole Chiron conjunct Lilith, but that's
Okay.
still playing. It's still in play.
Yeah, they still conjunct.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
still conjunct. It's still in play. So we'll talk about it. Maybe the next live I'll bring it to awareness because you asked, and it always needs to be dealt with because it's more or less of is really necromancy, is really spiritism, is really so necromancy is the magic of the dead, but that's
Hmm.
Chiron, the wounded healer. What is our ultimate wound? This perceived death of the ancestors. So actually connecting to those particular thought forms is just one aspect, but we can get into it because Lilith is there, and then we got
Sure.
Pisces. So it's more or less this shadow energy for which we can actually deal with, but we afraid to deal with because we just want to live and be happy and
Yeah,
prosperous. We don't want to deal
yeah.
with the dark side and shit. So we can.
All right. Thanks, man.
No
Peace,
problem,
peace.
but I'm gonna deal with it, fam.
All right.
Rob, what's good, bro?
Shit, sound like you talking shit about me. It's all right. It's all right. I'm used to your shit now. Mm. What's good, fam? Peace, Mama Mystic. How you doing?
Rob said,
I
"Pete."
mean, I ain't beat, I ain't beat for the hood Mystic shit today, though.
Nah, you ain't.
I'm, I ain't beat for your shit today.
Behold the pale horse you got on the Broncos
Yeah,
joint. That's how you
yeah,
feel.
yeah.
That's how you feel.
No, that's not how I
Harbinger,
feel.
harbinger of
This is this
pestilence.
is this is the closest. This is the closest one I could grab. Stop judging me. Stop judging
The
me.
truth is stranger than
Nah,
fiction, my friend. The truth is
yeah,
stranger than
yeah.
fiction.
That you're absolutely right. Like I had that shadow download you was talking about right last night.
Hmm.
And I was doing my write ups and shit. Finish up the shit I was working on, and
Hmm.
you know I started to blow it down. Chill back and shit, and then Shadow said something real interesting. It's just like, this whole time you're not even acknowledging that you're in transition, and the whole time you're trying to worry about being comfortable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're trying to look for the evidence of the work that you're doing, and it's like, when has it ever worked like that?
Hmm.
Like you put in a long stretch of work, and then you wake up one day and it's just there. Like it doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I had to I had to realize, that I'm in a transition right now, moving from one small sector that I've been in most of my life to something that's extremely expansive. You know what I'm saying? Something that's unfeathered, is untouched. I haven't touched it before. You know what I'm saying? So it brought a lot of things to the light that made a lot more sense. You know what I'm saying? And I could honestly attest to that. What you said today too about you got to worry about the people around you. And I found myself like getting perturbed, you know what I'm saying? Like getting
Mm-hmm.
pissed off with like just the energy around the people. Like everybody is just like, oh well, they won't close the job, so we just gonna die. And you know,
Mm-hmm.
oh well, it's nice outside. Y'all motherfuckers forgot y'all gonna die from the air. Like you know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's just ridiculous feeling around the people that feel like woe is me feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah.
victimhood shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that mixed up with everything that we doing, you know, it's kind of easy to see how a person could get thrown out of whack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, including myself. So I'm just more or less making sure, like even this bill, it got me to a point where everything that I see, oh, this is magic that they doing. They doing magic. So can
Hmm.
I do magic back or not? That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Can you do magic? Is
Hmm.
you talking about the shadow speaking to you and things of that nature? That's what I'm talking about. If you ain't on that space where some energies is talking to you or you having a spiritual experience or this, that, and the third, then I really don't understand your perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Hmm.
just where I'm at. You just all up in the ego, normal, talking about the past and things of that nature. Like that particular energy throws me off. And I'm
Absolutely.
realizing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm realizing like, okay, that's what's happening. I'm picking up on people's egos and it's throwing me off. And beyond it throwing me off, why is it throwing me off? Because I was in Dairy Queen and the lady just straight up spazzed out on me for not wearing a mask. That was triggering and traumatizing because I wasn't doing anything besides getting my family some goddamn Dairy Queen, and I was
Hmm.
public enemy number one. You know what I'm saying? I got kicked out the store and some more shit. So I'm like, okay, I gotta deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't me. I can think all of the shit that I want to think in the world. But what I'm gonna do if somebody really fucking hate me because I'm not wearing a damn
Yeah.
mask? Like, how am I gonna handle that? Am I gonna pontificate on my studies or put them onto a hot YouTube video? You know what I'm saying? Or I'm just going to just protect myself and think about my family and my future and think about life outside of this country and just settle in on that because y'all can have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I had that same meeting this week. Like I was in a Rite Aid just to get a drink, and it was like this 300-pound white lady, right? And
Uh-huh.
she's at the register. She's got like 8, 9 bags, but she clearly needs help, but she ain't got no help.
Uh-huh.
So I'm standing there and I'm like, you know, 2, 3 feet away from her. And she immediately looked back at me and was like, you need to be over there, you know, like real loud and obnoxious. Like, and I'm like, in that moment right there, I said, that's gonna be the problem, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be the problem, bro. Like imagine being in the store and somebody telling you what to do,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
imagine being in the store with your kids and somebody telling you what to do.
Right.
Agents.
Right.
Like that's gonna be that's gonna be the disconnect. Like that's what
That's
some
artificial
people just gonna have.
intelligence right there. That's
Yeah,
people really
yeah,
feeling and absorbing artificial intelligence where we looking
yeah,
at this shit all on this live like, well, you make sense and oh girl is crazy, but in her mind, fam, she thinks that is right and exact and you
right and
are
exact.
crazy as hell for not wearing a mask in a damn right
And you the
age.
problem.
And
You the
you are the
problem.
problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's either do I want to prove points out here or do I want to learn how this artificial intelligence works and sideswipe it like, oh, you ain't see me, I wasn't here. You know what I'm saying? Because what I've been learning about the psychology of the world is that nobody cares about you. So when we try to
No.
acquiesce to our communities and our nation and we listen to this thing, we listen to people with the premise of they care about us. But if we were to look at
Yes.
our
Yes.
media as they hate our effing guts, then we would be
Yes.
more protective of what we read and what we regurgitate. And then when we begin to talk about on our platform. But I digress.
Yeah. I mean, like, let's like if we're gonna be really honest, be honest. Like people say shit like be fair. Like you
Mhm.
haven't been fair your whole fucking life.
Yeah.
You don't even know what fair looks like.
Yeah,
So how
fair
are
is
you gonna
ridiculous.
try yeah, like so how are you gonna impose that on somebody else? Be fair. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like that cognitive behavioral dissonance, bro. Like I've learned something and I believe this, and therefore this that I believe it should be this for everybody. And if it's not this for you, then something is wrong with you.
Yeah, that's the
Like
problem.
there's something wrong with you. Like there
But
is no
this
right
is
or wrong way to do anything. It's just I do things my way, you do things your way.
everything
That
is
is
law of
that.
attraction. Everything is law of
That's it.
attraction. So
That's
when we
it.
dealing with human beings, we gotta understand and accept and respect their law of attraction for
Mhm.
believing in, artificial intelligence and, death porn at the end of the day. It's just death
and
porn.
not take it and not take it personal when they're not doing what you're doing. Like
Exactly. Because that would
you can't
disrupt
take
and
that
disturb
personal.
your law of attraction to
Yeah,
acquiesce to what they're
yeah,
going through.
yeah. I have to confess, I was doing that. I was
I was
taking that shit
doing that as
personal.
well. I was taking everything personal, and every situation that didn't go my way, I was reacting in a particular fashion. And now I'm just more or less focused in on what I got to do and how to build myself up and not be reactive. Because if
Yeah,
you're reactive, then you have no personal power, you know?
at all. At all. Reaction versus response. You are responsible for your response. So,
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Reactionary versus revolutionary.
Hmm.
yes, yes, yes,
What's
yes.
good, Shawnee?
So
What's good with you?
that's beautiful.
Peace, y'all. Peace, peace,
Peace.
peace. I came on
Peace.
here for the reading. Okay. I am one who enjoys when people offer themselves because I
Uh-huh.
offer myself. So I am here for the reading.
Okay. Well,
Awesome.
Mama Mystic on deck. I'm gonna wrap
I'm
it
gonna
up
let
with
y'all tap in
Rossi,
then.
and yeah, we'll keep jump right into that.
All right.
Uh,
I
but
hook up
yeah,
with
we
you when you're
gotta
done,
talk.
big
We
homie.
gonna definitely talk. Yesterday I was on talking to people overload. Today I'm just like, I gotta rap with my man Ross. So we'll tap in ASAP as soon as I get off of this.
Whenever you're ready, big homie.
All right, bro. Have a great one.
All right, you too.
Peace.
Peace.
He
What?
was cool. I like his
Oh
I
yeah.
like the way he had that experience and way he looked at it because a lot of people don't look at experiences like that. So I personally treasure people who can take themselves out of the situation and really look at it from, what's really gonna happen from this situation type of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, and that's raw for raw. Like that's raw in a nutshell. Just that constant conversation with source, and because of that, you got to have friends like that. Because I don't have that conversation as clearly and as plainly as he has it with self. So, you just got to keep people around you that are honest and will challenge you. So many people will be like, "Oh, I'm your friend because you don't challenge me." Ra's that the opposite of that. He's
I don't like friends like that. I don't
the
feel like
challenging
relying
friend.
on friends from anybody if you're not challenged.
Right, right.
They sound like an Aquarius. They always trying to argue.
No, got that Scorpio Sagittarius energy. I'm gonna grab these cards, sis. Give me 1 second.
Okay. What's up, Prime?
What's up, chilling? You
Always
sounding
love
like,
your energy.
I'm fake tape. No, I shouldn't say fake. I'm teleworking, but it's coming to a close because it's
Talk about
Friday.
fake telework.
Oh yeah,
Hey, is it really real anyway?
they really, they
Well,
really got me hot and
don't
bothered.
don't don't make me float in that
Huh?
meta observer yet.
You
So
Right.
said it was on
I'm
Right.
gonna say,
live.
yeah, it's real. It's real on one plane
I
of
did.
existence,
I
but on
didn't.
Right.
another plane of
I
It
figured
existence,
ain't
they
real.
would. They usually
It ain't
loud,
shit.
but it would never bother me.
Exactly. See, the ones that are thinking like us, we're gonna be the ones that's on top of this shit, and we're gonna be looking at everybody like, "What the fuck, bro?" We trying to
Mhm.
tell you.
Yeah.
Peace, Sister Tanisha.
peace, Tanisha.
Peace,
Greetings.
Tanisha. How
You
are
guys
you?
hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
we
yep.
hear you well.
Okay, I'm fine. Hey guys.
How are you?
I'm here for the reading too.
That's
See,
what's
she
up.
knows.
That's what's up.
Somebody offered. Hey,
That's what's up. But did
if
you
you
have a
really
question?
don't get you offering.
You
No,
had a
I want
question,
general. I want general.
General.
Yes. I just need to. I need to confirm some shit. That's all.
Confirm some stuff.
Yeah.
You in a relationship or you single?
I don't know.
Uh.
So serious. I say that on a spiritual level, physical level, all levels. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm glad I wasn't drinking nothing because I'd have spit it all over the place on that one.
I'm so serious. I can get specifically on why I feel that way, but I'm serious. I don't know. It's back and forth. I'm in a situation.
In a situation, and I guess that situation is based upon experience, but not long term things. So I guess the reason why I asked is because like it wasn't like positive. It was more or less like restrictive and leveling and not putting you in a particular place. But I'm trying to clarify it, so I clarify it with the root of fortune. So basically what I'm seeing is that you got an opportunity to be real successful, but it's tied into your energy. And if your energy is tied into you, you get successful. But if your energy is tied into a particular relationship that don't seem like it's on this particular wave of what you're on, the support is not there. No support is better than lack of support, especially if you have a energy in your energy sphere. So I would say that fortune is bestowed upon you only if you are aware of your energy and aware of your support. Fortune is bestowed upon you on all levels, but it's just an indication that maybe this energy ain't as pure as you are. Fair to say, not fair to say.
That was my baby daddy.
You still dealing with him?
He in jail, so yeah. He need to help me with these kids. I don't
He
even
gotta
know
help you with these kids, but we talking about support in your life. Not like your kids, but we talk about you and your energy. And is it that he gotta support you? I mean, is it that he gotta deal with you to support the kids, or can he support your kids and you take your energy back?
I don't know. It's really up to him. He's a Scorpio, so it could go one or two ways. He could either be cool and understanding, or he could go crazy and stalk me and feel like I'm his. But the only thing is that you were right about is the restrictive energy, and that's really what I want to know about because you know when they go to jail, they all change and everything is all handy and good and whatever like that. So I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not excited about what he's gonna come out to be. But I do feel because this is what our relationship was like 2 years ago, that it is still restrictive. I do feel like it's still the same. I feel like he's made some sort of progress, but I don't feel like he's made enough progress to really be in the place that he was in my life when we were having children.
Do you know what you need from a man?
No, but I'm not gonna lie. Coming upon you, I'm getting a great idea,
Okay.
but it has not
So
formulated all the way.
so understand what you need from a partner and come up with Shakira likes to say non-negotiables. And let him know your non-negotiables. This is the shit that I can't tolerate. So if you do it, you know how I'm gonna respond. But he got awareness of your non-negotiables and move forward from that. But overall, the idea with this general reading is that you can be successful, but you have to really tie into your energy and sew into your energy. How are you going to sew into a person and you're not really sure? That's not the idea of sewing in. I mean, you can deal with people, you can date people, you can talk to people, you can hang out, but I'm not going to sew into you. I'm not going to give you any emotional energy beyond the normal shit that I would give anybody. And the promises, that don't matter. What matters is the physicality in the real energy, because you can do bad by yourself, fair or not.
Church.
So the idea is making sure that nobody is holding you down. But that's clear to see once you come up with what you need. If you don't have no standards, then a person can just run roughshod of your
This
energy.
person is the reason why I now have standards. This
Okay.
person was my catalyst. This person was the person that did the ultimates that I've never experienced in my life, right? And
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I wasn't, but I am
Mhm.
grateful now for who I am. And it's crazy that you saying the boundary thing, because as I woke up this morning meditating, that's exactly what came to me. I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this shit. Like, he know who I am and he know what it is, and that's just that. Like, I gotta stop being afraid to be alone. Like, I'm doing it alone right now. Been doing it 18 months straight. So it's already proven that it can be done, right? Exactly. So yeah, no, non-negotiables. That's right on point. Thank you. Peace, Mama Mystic. I know you hiding.
Yeah,
I see you though.
she right here. I gave her the headphones. You can't
Oh,
hear.
Peace, can you hear me, Queen? Can you hear me now, Queen?
No, it worked like this other headphone. You got it. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. It got us short and we ghetto, so give us a moment.
It's all good. It's all good.
God to goddesses, how we doing, peoples?
We doing well. What up, Shako? What up, Shaka?
It's all good over here in GMT.
Oh yeah,
Where you at?
London.
London.
Okay. Shout out to London.
Yeah, that's where my wife's from.
Your brother?
My wife's from London, Islington.
No doubt. Love the connection.
Are you in a bag? Do you have the phone in a bag?
Oh, no, Shani, she about to connect to you. She just connecting to her Bluetooth right quick. Oh, the phone died. It's just way too much going on. But no, the Bluetooth will work already on this tablet. I can run it off my tablet real quick.
Don't it look like he in a bag?
Who?
My MacBook.
That's me, Shaq.
Talking about Shaka, yeah.
He in a bag.
In a bag. Do you know what it is? It's the camera bit on the top side. Comes
off.
off.
So it's the sun doing that. Okay, that is crazy. It looks like
you gotta love the glorious Ra right there.
There you go.
It's a beautiful day.
The sun. His camera looks like that.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me get these little rats out of here.
Oh, it should be already connected. All right, so she was basically saying
all right.
But she's connected to you now. You might have to pause it, and more or less, I'll kind of go from. I'll let you kind of start from the beginning, and then let Mama Mystic talk to you from
Hi,
her
beautiful.
perspective.
I love your hair.
I think
Can
she
you hear
see
me?
you. It's a lag, so go ahead. Yeah, I'll work with this one.
Thank you. How are you?
Oh my God, I love your smile.
Thank you.
I could see your face. That's why I'm like so excited, because you've been sitting here this whole time. I couldn't see you, and I didn't know how you look. I don't know about everybody else. I didn't know how you look.
It was working good.
Yeah. Still can. Oh.
You got it on.
Yeah, because I can hear that go.
How is London? The lockdown in London? Is it like here? Because I'm not locked down. I'm in Georgia, but I don't know what it is about how my ancestors set up or whatever.
You know what?
Whatever going on in Georgia, it ain't going on over here. Okay.
It's there's conflicting information going on everywhere. So more time people just taking shit into their own hands, especially because we can discern between what's real and what's not. We've been in this whatever it is. I only wanted to say its
Okay.
name. You know what I mean? We've been in it for however
Let's
long,
change
and
positions.
it's
Do you
now
like the
getting to
chair
that
better?
point. You know, as Hood was saying about this full moon, like balancing those aspects of how we want to move forward is now becoming a real key and
That's
important.
what I was saying. I was like, it's Libra. Everybody's talking about Scorpio, and Scorpio exists because the ancestors are here. It's very, you know, that energy, but it's also this other type of energy, though. This choice, this back and forth, like, who am I gonna be? What is he gonna do? You know, and I'm more like mystic. I'm in my soul. Like I'm in my soul's mission at this point. Nothing else matters. Family doesn't matter. If you're not on the frequency, you're just not on the frequency. If you feel like you're gonna die, then you might die. I don't know. I can't.
I'm a
There's
scoot
nothing
over
I
here.
can do about that.
I hear that. I hear that. I mean, you know what's funny? I did a little Western report yesterday, but one. And I was looking at the scorpionic elements as far as tropical goes. And if I'm honest with you, obviously, because if you think about the collective consciousness and what it is that they consume, still that energy resonates and does have an effect if you're kind of within it. So a key one was, you know, I knew that there was going to be some kind of news that came through that would just transform things. And that happened yesterday for me, at least. I don't know about the rest of the
Me
family.
too. I had a transformation. Like the ancestors made themselves known to me. They know they like quick. It's not like they never done it. It was just like it was so fast, and I think that's what surprised me is the fact that it was like, oh, okay.
100%. So like last night, we over here, we lost one of my big mentors. He's championed me for the past 8 years or so, and really helped me to chip away the aspects of ego that were in myself, that shell that tries to protect you from the real you. You know, he was one of them brothers that he was big in our industry as far as the UK hip hop scene goes, but he never went for it for the accolades. He was all about building the correct foundations for the generations to come forward. You know, the reason I'm here currently is because of him and so many other people. And last night when he passed, it just set off a huge fire amongst all of us here, at least.
Because his energy went into y'all, and I love that.
Cried for a good hour.
It's like
I ain't cried like that in a long, long time, but I was out here bawling my eyes out, just you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Releasing. You're releasing. People like
100.
to think that crying isn't powerful. That's powerful. It's a release.
Indeed.
You're getting something
100%.
in return with that release.
100%. And bearing in mind, you know, so if we're to talk about the Libra aspects, you know, that really balanced the scales, because it was almost like taking it back to, you know, the Kemetic sort of things. We can think about how finally when the scales are supposed to be balanced, he went up there and put some weight down for us, you know, and in turn that beamed all the way back down to us. I was crying my eyes out. So many other people. We spent the whole night just laughing, reminiscing, you know, remembering the good aspects of who he was and what he brought to the game.
That's powerful.
It was a massive transformation, massive. And it's just galvanized so many aspects of what has been there inherent, sitting, waiting to just be lit. You know, that was it. It's so weird to say that his loss is somewhat a gain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's true. It's entirely true, and it's okay to feel that way because it's beautiful. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted.
Like you saying that that's channeling his spirit all day, because he wasn't. He didn't care about anything else but that. You know, and despite all the of fuckeries that exist in the industry, my guy just kept going for it. He didn't give up. You know, and best believe we're carrying that torch to go forward.
Powerful, bro. Powerful. Definitely a time for transition. Definitely a time for these ancestors to come back online. So if we are having our venerations up and our awareness up, then all we got to really do is tune in to the guidance and really listen. That was more or less of the overall theme, you know. When you tap into your magic, then you well aware of how successful you can be. When you tapped into your humanity, then you somewhat limited by this particular fear spectrum that they putting on display. So which side are you on? Which side are you on? So Shawnee, we got Mama Mystic live and in full color. Did you have anything in specific for her, or could you reverbalize your question, or kind of?
So my basically general, whatever spirit is picking up from
Mm,
me to you.
okay, got it. That's kind of how she operate.
Lucky it is.
Um, switch
Okay.
to this is
That's right. I love how y'all work together though. I love how it's just peaceful over there. I ain't heard y'all scream or holler not once.
no, because the kids is upstairs. They've been fed and they with their grandmother and grandfather. So no telling what they doing. Okay, so am I giving you a reading? I'm sorry, I'm kind of just jumping into all of this.
I don't know, but whatever is you feeling, whatever is going on with you, I'm flowing.
Okay. Was I hearing something about a situationship?
Oh yes, my child's father. So yeah, you didn't. Oh, so you didn't hear none of that. Okay.
No, I just been here.
In jail. He's been in jail now for a year and a half. So, but before he went to jail, we were having issues and having problems, and of course, that's what led him into jail. I don't feel like it was really the crime. It's more so he's getting spiritual punishment right now, and it has nothing to do with me, like all him. So with that though, you know, house changed. Everything's different now. Like, I'm gonna appreciate you more, appreciate this more, da da da. But I don't all the way feel that he is fully there. So that's why I really wasn't directing the towards him at all. Because he asked me if I was single, and I said I don't know. Because it really, I mean, one day we together, the next day we not. It really don't matter because we got children. So that's how I look at it. We're connected. Period. So, but I don't have to be romantically connected to him, and I know that I understand that now, and I'm romantically connected to him to have a relationship, for him to have a relationship with his children. I've already gotten over that. I've matured. I've rectified with my inner child, my childhood, because I didn't have. That's really what kept me in that toxic relationship, right? My fear. But I'm over that because it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I'm cool. I'm at peace. So if you get it for just me, that'd be great. But if you feel get something about him too, that's cool too.
It already seems like you already got it, and you just looking for confirmation. And I think that's
what I said. I just want confirmation. That's why I said general to him when he initially asked me. I said general.
Yeah.
You pick up.
Yeah, he going through his own little. I don't know what.
Yeah, he didn't went from Christian to spiritual to.
Wow.
How you do that?
Yeah, he going through.
But
his
no wonder that maybe he
little...
needs the discipline, because Muslim men are very disciplined. So I can see the benefit of that, but it's also very limiting.
Do you have a business, or because something about a business is what I'm hearing or feeling? Do you have a business or working on a business or had an idea of a business?
I've been making it come to fruition, but it hasn't because I've been distracting myself.
Okay, you need to stop. Whatever this business is what you need to be doing.
And I've also been griping with the aspect of charging for spiritual gifts, charging for things that I innately would do for free. But I also have to realize that I have a livelihood, I have energy, I have, you know what I'm saying? I'm a person too, I'm not a robot. I'm getting over that.
I started off by taking donations.
Me too. I did that last year. And now I'm at a place where I'm like, I'm not about to do a fucking 2-hour fucking reading for fucking $25. I'm sorry, sis. My money is my energy is worth more than that. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I love you. We are here. We won, but I can't do it.
Yeah. John trying to add his 2 cents. But
yeah, he like, yeah, no, you can't do it.
No. Yeah, but this business and your gifts, you need that. It's what needs to be on front line, and everything else will fall into place. So the situationship, I just wouldn't even. That's your kids is taken care of from the sounds and feelings of it. But that, yeah, let that go. This business. That's all I hear is business, is business, is business.
All I be talking about. All I think about.
So yeah, so this business is the focus. Business and kids and business.
Oh, come on, brother.
Thank you, Ashe.
Ashe.
I'm staying on the.
Okay.
I'm not going.
See, unmute Tanisha.
It's like going in and out though.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's probably it.
It could be.
Tanisha, you there?
Can we take it off the headphones?
Nah, we would switch headphones though. Switch your
I'm
ear.
here.
How you doing, Tanisha?
I'm well. Hello, Mama Mystic.
Peace. How are you?
You got that little smooth, like this sultry type of voice. I like it. What's good, y'all?
I'm just trying to figure out what kind of cakes you make. Because this whole time I've been looking at you, the cakes, and
I'm making
like,
red velvet cake, red velvet and buttercream.
ooh, that sounds good.
That's my favorite.
Hey, come on now, son.
Come on, bro.
That ain't right,
Yeah,
Tanisha.
basically,
That
I
ain't
just
right.
wanted a general reading, for this full moon.
For the full moon.
I did a spread for myself, and I'm gonna say I'm a beginner.
What cards did you get?
I pulled well, yeah, I really did it intuitive, like, so whatever fell out, this is what I just accepted. So first card was the World. The second card was the Seven of Wands. And the last card was Queen of Swords.
So the World, Seven of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. So that could indicate like it's some form of like repression that I can sense with that, in the end of a form of repression, and you kind of tapping into your own self. It's like some gifts that you have, some good things that's working with you, but you don't accept that within yourself. It's like you might have a lot of gifts, but you not like praising yourself and bigging yourself up. Like this could be a period where you kind of feeling down on yourself. But this energy,
feeling down. You say feeling down?
Not necessarily feeling down, but feeling down on your particular gifts and what you could actually do. Because even if you achieved everything in the world, it might be some deeper things that you could really materialize and manifest. And so now is the time where you like breaking whatever boundaries that you have within yourself and going further into yourself. So is there any self-limiting beliefs that you hold in that you kind of got to get rid of to kind of move through this next phase?
I've just been just trying to figure it out. Like,
are you baking cakes for business or
that's
for
what,
like?
That's my business.
That's what I was wondering.
And that's the thing too, is like, I've been doing this for over 10 years now. I am self-employed. I'm kind of tired of it.
It's saying that
like
you can do more.
I'm tired. I am kind of tired of it. But at the same time, it's like I have so many ideas that could expand this thing, and I know that it will work. But it's like I'm tired. I'm like,
so why would you do something that you know you wouldn't like?
I really don't.
Yeah. So the idea is to probably.
No, so that's what I'm saying. But right now, this is my income. So I'm not gonna let it go.
Right, but that's a sole proprietorship. But the energy is trying to teach you how to do business. To whereas you could have other people do what you do and teach other people to do what you do so you can kind of step away. It's somebody right now that need a job. It's somebody right now that needs some help. It's another girl who make cakes that can learn from you. So the idea is mentorship. The idea is connection. You know, the world within itself is the world, is everything in it and everything outside of it. And this isolation that you put yourself on is not really the idea. It's thinking about how can you expand and how can you help somebody, and this is going to help yourself. Because you don't want to make cakes, but you ain't trying to let go of your business. It's time for you to grow your business, expand your business by incorporating other people. And that's the hard part. I ain't gonna say that that's easy, but I'm gonna say that if your business is gonna fully
Yeah,
grow,
I exactly.
yeah, you can't really trust everybody, but maybe a family member, maybe somebody close to you, maybe a good friend that this could actually help, and you can actually have somebody working with you. Does anybody come to mind?
Mm-mm. Yeah, because I'm particular.
Uh
I
huh.
work from home, so
Yeah.
I'm particular about people when they
Yeah.
come in my house.
Yeah. I know. I
I
know it ain't.
really
I know it ain't an easy.
I keep
It's not
listen,
easy.
I keep a clean house, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I act like people coming here. You don't see nobody for me and these kids.
Uh huh.
Ain't nobody in the house. I'm like, I do need to open this house up though. I do
Yeah.
need to not let any and
Not.
everybody in there, but
Yeah. We not talking about any
you
and
know,
everybody, but where you? What state you in?
Miami, Florida.
Oh yeah.
You've
So
seen me
yeah.
before.
Yeah. So the idea
Yeah.
is to create like some form of social media where you talking to people and probably getting to know people, or just people that
You
you
can
know
do
that
that.
you can trust. I don't It ain't like I'm saying that this is the easiest part. Just get somebody and your shit is over. I'm saying it might be difficult, but it's still the way to your happiness. Your happiness is found within, and your happiness is found through connection. You done sold a million cakes like McDonald's, and you still seeking for something, and you got to the point where it's not the money, it's not the cakes, it's your ability to help somebody and have that connection. So a sister friend, or it's so many people that can benefit from your friendship, but you got to put yourself in a space to be that person. It may be that person that wasn't there for you. Maybe you didn't ever have that person, so you don't think that that's valuable. But everybody not as talented as you. And people, it's somebody out there that can actually benefit from being around you right now. I really feel that without a shadow
I
of a
know,
doubt.
I know. And in all honesty, I have been having ideas and not just like as a trend or anything. I've had this for a long time.
Mhm.
It's stuff that I just never move on.
Mhm.
Procrastination is something that has been big. And when I watch your channel, I don't know if you've done those songs like a long time ago,
I
or this something
did.
that you just work on. Oh, okay.
It's
Because I'm
old
just like,
stuff.
dog, Hood Biscuit just seems like he's always doing something. You know what
He
I'm saying?
is.
I am
He
though.
is.
I'm like, he just seems like he's always being creative. You
He
know
Mhm.
what I'm
is.
saying? And that's the whole thing. It's like with the cakes.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, it's like a love. I just haven't gotten what it was because when
Mhm.
I got into this, I was working for I was working in retail, and the scheduling became too it wasn't flexible enough for my life. So
Mhm.
I decided to leave.
Mhm.
And I said a prayer. At that time, I was still under the Christian. I ain't gonna say I'm totally out of it. The religion. I'm breaking up out of it. But I was like, I said a prayer. Like God, what is it that I have? What can I do to generate income? And so baking came to mind, and it wasn't that. I baked, my whole life. I have baked things, you know what I'm saying? Like I had took home in 8th grade, and uh, my mom, the only thing she would bake that was sweets was like Thanksgiving sweet potato pies, and maybe she tried a peach cobbler, but she was not no baker. She was more of a cook. So baking came to mind, and when I was married, I had tried my hand at it, and then I just kind of left it alone. This time around, it's just like it just came together. You know what I'm saying? So I said a prayer. Probably that Saturday, I went out. It was in April, like April 10th, I believe, April 10th, 2010. And wanted to pass out flyers to like barbershops, beauty salons, whatever. And the guy was like, "Yo, like, where's that?" Went home, whipped up some banana pudding because I was like, okay, what I'm gonna bake? I felt like people was probably baking cakes or whatever. I wasn't even baking cakes at first. I was doing banana pudding and peach cobbler. Went, sold out. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm baking. Oh Lord.
And the rest is
Sold
history.
out, and the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, dang. So now it's like, okay, I was just doing that, going around different shops, barber shops, blah blah blah. Then I kind of left that alone, and was just basically dealing with the clientele that I built up. Having people come and pick up their cakes, order like that. Then it was just one day, I think I had like a cake in the kitchen, and I was laying down, and people have been telling me, "Oh, you need to put your stuff in the restaurant." You need to do this. Woke up, boom, took some of them cakes, some slices to different restaurants. Boom, I was in a restaurant. I was in a few restaurants at a time. Then I just narrowed it down to one that I predominantly bake, that I bake for, weekly or whatever. And then it's just my clientele that I built up. And I guess the part that annoys me with this is baking for the restaurant business. Because it's really not all that it's cracked up to be, like being that, yeah, I get some business from it, but majority of my business come from word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it just seems like this is a crutch for me right now. And it kind of annoys me because it's like I'm not doing it at free will like as I was doing it before. You know what I'm saying? I used to bake Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But it was all on my time. I didn't have to be no place at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. I'm sorry. I'm trying to give y'all
Oh
all
no,
this.
but
I ain't trying
it
to.
makes sense, and you saying certain things that you gotta kind of really pay attention to. Things like using it for a crutch,
Okay.
but then also when you said that you prayed, meaning that you asked the question and you waited for the answer. Right now, you in a position where you know everything about everything, and now this is creating your reality. You need to regress to that point where you was just simply asking the question of what should I do, how should I move forward. And if you just hold that resonance for a little bit, like if for a couple of seconds, just ask that question of what should I do. And if you ask that question, do you feel in your being a sense of relief? Right? And just that question alone. Sometimes we don't never even ask that question to spirit or source of what should be my next move or how should I handle this. But if you don't get an answer, just continue hold that resonance because um it's just
That's what
extremely
I feel like. I've been asking that for the longest,
But I
and
don't
I'm
think you're
like,
in the
damn,
same
is
space
this
as you
what I'm
were.
supposed to do?
Are you in the same space as you were when you first started off in? It's like I don't like. I feel like now you're more of like a master. You gotta go back to that student level.
yeah,
It's like you gotta
exactly.
be in that like literally in that entire space. I don't know nothing.
Yeah, because you know stuff now, and the fact that you know stuff is actually presenting you the block from being able to manifest something new. Because you can manifest something new with, from my perspective and vantage point, you can do whatever you want to do and start anything that you want to start. But from your perspective, it's like you feel like your thing is like a particular crutch, and that's just a matter of perspective. If you hold the resonance or the perspective that I'm about to start something else. Because how I know I'm gonna start something else, because I started this damn cake business from nothing, and look how successful that is. So I know I can start something else. It ain't even nothing that I'm even worried about for real. That's a resonance, versus I don't know. And I've
That's
been asking that
true.
question
I
for a
really
long
feel
time.
that,
Go
but
ahead.
it's
I'm
just a
listening.
step. Like I don't know why I don't step into it though. I don't know, guys.
Or no, you don't step into it
Maybe
because you might think of it that you have to do it alone.
Yeah,
The
you're
idea,
putting too much thought
you
into
put
it.
too much thought into it, and you don't outsource the particular people that can help you, the business advisors, the public relations firms, the accountants, and things of that nature that allow you. So hiring an accountant will give you tax breaks. How is that important? Because that's going to give you more money. What is more money going to do? It's going to give you time to kind of step back or hire the people that you need to hire. All of the money that you made within your business, you could take that money and spend it in everything that you need to make your business completely hands off. However, if you're not building a relationship with an accountant, you're not building a relationship up with a business advisor, then your business as a sole proprietorship is just weighing you down. And it doesn't have to. You could really develop a strategy for which you are happy with, whether it's working 10 hours a week and hiring somebody to do the bulk of what you need to do, developing recipes, but then also proper investments in your company. So whereas you can get all the tax breaks you need because you've been making money and you got clientele. If you don't got an accountant right now, then you's like, well, that's probably shooting yourself in the foot and not giving you the space that you need in business.
Mm.
But think about it though. Think about different ways that you could expand and create time and different investments that you can make within yourself and your business now. Because there's solutions out there, especially for you right now, especially in this time. Because you might be a person that don't need no help at this particular time as far as business, but everybody needs help. You can take that small win that you got and flip it into, I mean, not like, of course we all need help, but you doing well for this quote unquote quarantine type of deal, correct?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I haven't used my personal house. I've been still. Yeah. Yep, I have been
Irregardless of
fine.
this, yeah. So you could teach a lot of people and help a lot of people in this particular space because a lot of people is the complete opposite. And this is the struggle that we have as spiritual beings, is helping other people. And once we figure that part out, everything is flow. You tap into your personal power to help people, and the work that you've been doing is you've been doing real work over these particular 10 years, and now you in a position where you can give back, and the choice is, are you going to give back or are you going to continue to just you know deal with this proverbial choice that you feel like you need to make, and hating and not liking? All of these is questions and problems that can actually be solved. Ain't no problem that you position that can't be solved with a little bit of ingenuity. So
Well, that's one part of it, and then the other thing is, like right before I got on with you all,
mhm,
when I'm baking, that's when I get a lot, I guess, downloads or
mhm,
whatever.
mhm,
And so what came back to mind was my, I guess, a gift of healing.
mhm.
And so even when I was like in the church, that was something that was spoken to me, but it was something that it's like I knew, but not something that I was actually using or trying to do, but it's just like I knew. So then it's like my guy friends or whatever, I tend, like, if I'm around someone, I don't know, maybe it's intuitively that I go to, like, maybe rubbing their back or massaging their shoulders or something
Mhm.
like that. But it was like every time that I do it, you know, um, I'll always get the same response, like it's healing to them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And is it fair
But
to
I've
say
never
that you're
like
not
tapped.
healing people in that way as of late? Sorry to interrupt.
You said, say it again.
are you heal? Are have you suppressed your modality for healing? Because I'm following what you're saying. You are a healer, but you have a specific way in how you heal people. And if you heal people through cooking, but you also heal people through the realms of the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is dealing with your sexual energy, and the Queen of Swords is some form of repression or suppression to this particular form of healing. So
Wait. Oh my gosh. What in the world did you just say to This is crazy. Say that again.
So the Seven of
Oh my
Wands, it
God.
deals with sexual energy, and the Queen of Swords deals with suppression or repression. So the world, if you look at that card, is different elements of your personality. It's like multiple personalities in the most part. So you taking care of one aspect of your personality and doing other aspects of your personality completely dirty like John is right now doing this. So yeah, you suppressing your sexual energy, and this is the real healing work. But cooking is the healing work, but cooking
And see, like prior, okay, so I pulled a set. Okay, said cooking is healing work. Said I don't
and
want to
then
do that.
but then there's another part of your healing energy that you're not actually tapping into. And everything
And
is about
and
being
I'm not.
holistic. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I am not. I am not engaging. Well, I did. Well, probably 2 weeks ago. But prior to that, it was just like almost a year. So, but it's just like I'm so particular. I'm like, I feel like you gotta be worthy. You know what I'm saying? Or you gotta understand, my value before I even go there with that.
Right.
And the thing is, so like I was gonna say, like prior to this, it's like I try to do a spread for the new moon, full moon,
Mm-hmm.
and the new moon, I I have these numerology cards, guidance cards,
Mm-hmm.
and I pulled the healing card,
Right.
healing, and I had pulled it, rather off, maybe two or three or two, maybe two other times.
Mm-hmm.
And so the card was saying that, I need, this, it's basically saying I'm a healer or whatever, or that
Right.
I need healing. And
Right.
I agree with both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just saying like explore different avenues of healing, give different examples like
Mm-hmm.
life coaching, all those different things of healing,
Mm-hmm. It
massage,
seemed like
uh,
you need a friend, but when I say that, it's like somebody that you can actually talk to. And I'm not saying that to be funny or nothing. I'm being serious. Like it seems as though you would need somebody to talk to on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of things that you do are to deal with that fact, of course, of dealing with a person, and you just have so much to offer, right? That because of that, you actually need a friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody, quote unquote, need friends or whatever the case may be. But that's not necessarily the case when, some people can need to be alone and things of that nature. What I'm seeing with you is that being alone will get you into your head. And if you are a healer and you need healing, these things are found in human beings and other human beings. So, um,
mm-hmm.
and
You might
especially
try.
with these times, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you good?
I've been compelled on this point, especially for you, Tanisha, because one thing I'm really feeling as far as this all goes is what you've talked about in terms of your business and the way you structured it, so on and so forth over the past 10 years. Now you're at that stage. It goes back to what I was discussing in terms of my mentor who just passed. One of the ways in which he was able to keep on going was there's a concept that you guys may be familiar with of each one teach one, each one reach one. And in that aspect, that exuberance of youth, somebody who's not, I don't want to say a word, don't take it in a bad way, but jaded by the battle. You know what I'm saying? That's kept that you fought through to get to where you are currently.
Right.
Bringing in something fresh will kind of feed that essence within you, and that can transfer upwards into this other aspect of tantric. Just that communication, like in terms of, for example, the shadow aspects. There's an old, like, you guys may not be familiar with anime too much, but there's this concept of shadow clones, you know, and you've built this aspect within your home. You know, right now you're in a home full of clones of your shadow. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm in a home closed in my shadow.
Clones, like you've cloned aspects of your shadow. So you become so familiar with that it doesn't show you necessarily the light that shines bright within you, if that makes any sense.
I need a little bit more clarity on
so
that.
For example, you know, like when you spend a lot of time in your mind, it's hard to gain a sense of three-dimensional perspective, you know? So practical solutions which can help you to manifest the higher aspects of your frequency.
But this is why a conversation would help you realize something more than I've been thinking about this shit all day. I've been thinking about this shit for the past month. And you can have a conversation for 5 minutes and get the answer that you need. So you find value in reflecting upon yourself. The idea of this conversation is finding value in relationships. And like I said, this is not no easy shit that I'm presenting to you. I'm presenting you to go against every grain that you've established in these past 10 years. I'm advising you to go against every premonition to just kind of stay reclusive and stay into yourself, as opposed to thinking like, well, who can I help today? You know what I'm saying? And just holding that resonance no matter what. Who can I reach out to? Who can I share my love to? Who can I heal? Who can I say, hey, you know, I would want to build a friendship. Not corny like that, but having the attention to build a friendship with somebody. Like, I just want to talk to you, sis, and, you know, just tell you about my day. I want to hear about your day. I want to hear how we can help each other, because shit, we can't just be in our heads and imagine it to be the place to be moving into 2020. So that's what you mean by shadow clones. Is in our head is so much comfort, but it's actually blocking us from who we can actually potentially be. So it's been perfect, you know, for us up until now. Now it's actually forcing us to be better people, to go into different terrains that we are uncomfortable with. And this is my advice to everybody. Where can you be uncomfortable at this particular point? You know what I'm saying? Do that make sense a little bit?
I mean, yeah, you clarified the shadow part.
Yeah. But it's not fun. It ain't no fun time. I don't got nothing fun and exciting for you at this particular point, man. However, building friendship.
I'm not looking for nothing.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but building friendships is going to be excellent, though. It'll give you everything that you want and everything that you see. You can't really find it outside of authentic relationships. What? What's funny?
My God. Because oh my gosh, I don't have a problem with being around people. You know, I have my times and I'm sociable and I can like go out by myself. Like I'm not the type of person that I need to be around somebody. I could go out by myself, have a good time with the people, you know, with people that I don't even know. 100. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? But on a regular basis, no, I don't talk to nobody really. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just throw this in there. I was talking to Prime yesterday, Prime Harmonic. He called me because you know I'm doing some breast stuff with him, and it's just so good to talk to somebody who can sort of understand. That's the thing. I don't have nobody who really gets me, or who you know who can kind of understand.
Are you helping them understand you though? Do you have a way of communicating who you are? Do you understand yourself? So these are questions that overall we actually, really deal with within ourselves, and we manifest these things. So everything that I'm telling you is internal and based upon intention. Your intention is supreme. However, you haven't been attending for new things to happen or intending for new relationships to happen. The reason why I know,
That's
because all
true.
you have to do is say it and that
That's
shit
true.
happens magically. So you just have to
And that
reduce
okay,
and
good.
retract yourself.
You got that. That that's your head. You're dead on with that.
Mm.
I be like, what do I want?
Mhm.
What do I want? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Because it's like I guess I have this understanding of the world now.
Mhm.
So but I've never really been a person like I wanted all these things in the world, even as a
Yeah.
young person, you know what I'm saying? I was not like a follower. I bought and dressed the way that I wanted,
Right.
Sometimes I went with the trends, but not much, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? And I'm still pretty much that way today.
Right.
So it's just like, okay, I know, okay, it'll be nice to drive the Lexus that I want, but it really doesn't matter. As long as I have a car and I can get it to and from.
And you could
I
get
don't
that
need,
Lexus too. I mean, you
I'm
be
saying I know I can get
you could get that
Lexus
Lexus
too.
right now. You could get off this line right now and go be
Cause I
driving
do.
off the
I'm
lot
gonna get that
in a
Lexus. I'm
couple
gonna get it. I'm gonna
hours.
get it. I'm gonna get the Lexus. I'm gonna get
You
it.
gonna get that
Cause
Lexus. Don't
I
even
you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, nothing really. I'm not really
you ain't gonna
excited
get
about
satisfied
anything.
by it.
The
You
only
gonna be
thing that
satisfied by
really satisfies,
relationships. A relationship is gonna excite you. And not
I
a
guess
fake
maybe I need to learn
relationship.
to build it because it's like with women or with, I don't really have, I have friends that I would say,
I know the
I don't know.
story. I
I
done
guess
heard this story a
define
million and
friends. You know
five
what I'm
times.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Define friends. But, I have people that we don't talk every day, but,
Mhm.
I'll,
Talk about
see each other.
consistency every
Yeah,
day.
consistent friend.
I fuck with
I'm not
you.
on that.
Yeah,
I don't
I
need to
know.
talk to nobody every day.
Okay,
I
okay,
think.
okay. All right.
But
But nobody
yeah.
live on the island. Nobody live on a vacuum, and you may not need to talk to everybody every day. But in building relationships and getting to know a person, if I can't sustain a relationship with you, then if we fall out of touch, we fall out of touch. But what if me and you are supposed to make $1 billion together? Networking and daily relationships with your people, even if it's through text, is how people actually get it. You know what I'm saying? And you
Okay.
is the person that people need to actually network because your ass got shit to offer. So it's not even like most people be just trying to network and steal people ideas and things of that nature, but
Hmm.
you the actual person that is like you can actually gain from networking because you can help somebody develop their business. So probably doing some creation. You got any Aries energy in your chart?
Aries. I don't remember
Can't
on the
can't
top of my
tell.
head.
All right. Well, one day we'll look at it, Tanisha.
I know I
For
don't
the
have anything in I think 10th, 11th, and 12th.
hmm, that's
10th,
ironic.
11th, and 12th.
You probably
I
got your
don't,
nodes in the 10th house or something like that. Your north node is probably in the 10th house. Like, we'll have to
what's the
look at
10th house? Is
the
that
10th house
Capricorn?
is like your career and things of that nature.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. But we'll chop it up, Tanisha, man.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
it's
Y'all can
it's
go.
really
I'm sorry.
no, you
I'm sorry
fine.
for
It's
holding
really
y'all up.
important. I want you to get you a friend one day. You know what I'm saying? But we'll talk, okay?
Can y'all mind if I throw one
Go
more pot
Oh
on
ahead.
that
God.
stove?
Go ahead.
Because Tanisha, you are spiritually very
Advance.
mature,
Hmm.
right? And it's good to think, okay, I'm at this point in my life and I want to try some new things or do some new things. I wasted a lot of time in my life thinking about literally too much thinking about what I wanted.
Mm,
And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm thinking, how do I want it?
Okay.
That's that
Okay.
Tupac right
That
there. How do you
right,
want it?
right.
You know
You
what?
know what I'm saying?
Goddamn, put
Right,
You
right.
talking about how?
And you can't worry about the rapper. You know what I'm
Mhm,
Okay.
saying?
mhm,
Because it can come in any kind of package.
mhm,
You might not know how it's going to show up in your life, but
mhm,
when you
Mhm.
focus in on how you want it, you're going to know it's
How
right
I
because it's
want
going
it.
to feel right
mhm.
We gonna
as
have to have
opposed
this
to what you
conversation
want.
further.
Yeah,
All right, I
that's
got
a
you.
deep one. That's a deep one.
Exactly.
That's a whole Tupac and Casey and JoJo song, man. What's up, Yvette? When we talk, thank you, Tanisha, for tapping in.
Okay,
I
no problem. No problem.
appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
No
Thank you.
problem. What's up, Yvette?
Hey, peace.
Peace.
Hey, Mama Mystic, how y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
I got my mouth covered because I was taking some chlorophyll,
Are you
and
good?
I ain't brushed my teeth after this.
Mm-hmm. That chlorophyll, I gotta get my smoothie soon as this
Yeah,
thing pop off. I gotta
yeah. Chlorophyll, and flaxseed.
flaxseed and sea moss.
Yes, pills on that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
about to do a video making capsules on that.
Mm. What's good though?
Oh well, I enjoyed your discussion,
Oh,
and I
thank you.
also wanted to come in for a reading, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Mm-hmm. You have a question?
Guidance with my business
Mm-hmm.
area aspect, self-employment,
Mm-hmm.
because like in 2018, I had this big old urge to leave my job and build a business. And so now is I've just been waiting. I've been doing something, but I think that I'm supposed to be more of the healing, but I'm doing things,
Doing
trying to
things.
wrap it all together,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's
like a holistic thing.
thank you for the question. We appreciate that. So initially, let me just kind of sit with this for a second, and then sure, Mama Mystic, I have something for you. But is it the fact that you kind of been repetitious as of late, or you've been doing different things?
Well, it's like the same thing.
The same
A
thing,
Like
routine.
a
I'm
routine.
doing soaping business
Mm-hmm.
with body butter. It started with the hair and body butter, and then I added soaps.
Okay, okay. And so,
And then I recently started doing Reiki.
okay,
Like I was offering it for free, and then I got good results with it. So
what do people care about more about your business and versus what you care about? So what do people, I'm sensing that there is something that people are asking you about and
That
you
you
might
don't.
say, I don't offer that, or that's not really what I'm about, or whatever the case may be. However, people are responding to you in a particular way. Your abundance is in what people want, but you have a particular love for something and it's holding you back. Fair to say or no?
yeah, so my interest is like more the Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Most of my the people like I started with the soap, so I don't think they're really into all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been slowly pushing it through, like with newsletters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yes.
guess I'll have to go that route.
So it's more or less of leaving what is not working and moving towards what is working and your abundance. So whatever your shit is happening in cycles, and where you perpetually ride the high for too long, that your cyclical nature where I just think just if you gotta have like if you knew like your cycles, like and you in tune to your cycles, and I'm not talking about like the internal cycles, but just your overall cycles, or that could be one level of cycle, but everything has a rise in a particular fall. It would seem as though you have a particular idea and you just gung ho with it, but spirit is like, well, sometimes you gotta shut that down, bring that back later, bring it back, and just be really reflexive.
Mhm.
So I'm sensing a lot of Aquarian energy and Sagittarian energy where you got a lot to give and you have a lot of spiritual knowledge in the world, but it could be relegated by like what you are doing. Like when you first had spoke, it was like, well, I feel like I'm a healer, but I'm kind of consuming myself with other things. And I really
Mhm.
felt the resonance on that kind of trail off. Like there is material things that you really need to change. And if you were to change these material things, you will automatically wipe into your abundance. But to double down on that, I got death, which will tie into this. Death is ruled by Capricorn or Scorpio, but more or less, you have the opportunity to change your whole entire frequency by just getting rid of a material habit, um, or a material thing that's not necessarily serving you. And that could be in the realms of sex, diet, alcohol, or drugs, to be specific.
Mhm.
Mhm. So, that could be a thing. And I guess it would relate to emotional health, and emotional health being things that you possibly tell yourself. You tell yourself these things, but that's not affecting your emotions. The idea with your emotions is to really separate from whatever is holding you down emotionally and stop coping. Stop trying to go around and subserve or subside against your core principle. Your core principle is abundance. However, there are material things that just kind of blocking you from it at this particular point. Do that make sense? Is that kind of
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah, it's making sense.
Okay.
I
But
appreciate that.
overall, everything has already happened for you. You just need to kind of step back and accept um, who you are and stop outsourcing or existentializing your energy. Um, so the conversation for which I had with Tanisha was that she had to be more 11th house, more centered into dealing with people. You, on the other hand, we still talking about business, but it's two different points of reference for business. She has to go out and deal with other people. You, on the other hand, need to deal with your earth energy and cut off. It's cut off season. You know what I'm saying? And stop going off of what people's telling you. People telling you something, but the emotions is completely different. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
It's
this is
Okay.
blocking you, but go ahead. I've been talking. Go ahead, bro. Go
I'll
ahead.
say it's like somebody's in your ear and they're kind of like guiding you on in onto
Yes.
your voice.
Yes.
It's like you lost your voice somewhere.
But that could be relationships.
You
So,
know, that's been like ever since I was young.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
But I've been like doing shadow work
Mm-hmm.
and trying to release. I know the cords get thicker as it goes on, so I'm
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
still trying to release some stuff.
Mhm. But then I would say, don't think about it that way. This shit goes away with your mind the same way it gets thicker with your mind. It intensifies with your mind. So if you could just hold the resonance of things kind of reversing and things releasing and cycles ending and new cycles starting,
Mhm.
just hold that resonance, it will begin to kind of take place, but if you kind of hold the resonance that maybe it's some guilt and some shame, and these particular resonances, these are why we have these conversations, these is why we talk, so you don't go into this actual full this moon transit with any guilt or shame, but just old ending, new beginning, period.
Okay.
Everybody deserves that. It is no it's no collective karma or nothing to that effect. It's just old ending, new beginning, and just walking into it.
All right. All
Mm-hmm.
right. All right. Well, I appreciate it.
No problem. But business and abundance is already happened for you. It's just
See it in my dreams.
business, but the spirits always told me this, and tell me if you agree. They can't bless you with certain people around you. No
Mm-hmm.
way they're gonna give you your blessings if certain energies is around you, because they don't want that person to act like they're a part of it or they can benefit off of you. So it's got to kind of be a separation of some sort. And it seems like you know what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Problem.
Appreciate you both.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hit us.
What?
Hit up Mama Mystic. I will hit Gmail me hoodmystic@gmail.com and either send me your number or your email and I'll forward it over to my wife. Okay.
Okay. And what do you have? Cash App, Vimeo?
Cash App. All my links is in the description.
Okay.
And I'll post it at the comment. Tanisha, you do the same thing though. Friends. We doing this whole reading for friends and building friendships. So everybody email me or join the Slack or, those types of things for which, we have to have these conversations and build, or we all probably Slack members. So be sure to send each other direct messages, especially during this time. I know a lot of people do that already, but please join the Slack. Hit us up, family. Let's be friends, and don't be friends like trying to leech off of somebody. Only hit the Slack if you have something to offer. That's the line in the sand. As we deal with this law of attraction, we realize that we can't do this shit alone. And beyond the news stories and what we see in the world, the real shit is in our connections and having those real bonds that can't be intimated by fucking fake machines. So really take control of your vibration, take control of your intention, and not give it no sway. You're not in this by yourself. The ancestors got you in ways that you can hardly believe, but they can't help you if you don't recognize them and open your eyes to them. So thank you for everybody that joined me, that tapped in with me. I will see you guys at some future date. But, time to get these courses going. www.alchemicacademic for all course information to book a course. Our first introductory course will be May 23rd. However, I will be doing another course for the spirit doula. So which way, however you want to do it, you ain't going to get rid of me. I'm going to be teaching these courses and showing up in your feeds with this information. So www.alchemicacademic.com is the site. The link is in the description to book a course and how to connect your chart to the major arcana. The following course will be minor arcana, but we got chakra courses coming and we got guest teachings with the spirit doula coming, so forth and so on. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Hoodmystic.com is the website. Hoodmystic@gmail is the email. Peace to everybody.